Hey, what is up everyone, this is Linus, you're watching TechLine HD, and another day, another Xiaomi phone, right? Today we have the Xiaomi Mi 5X. It's another budget phone made by the Chinese manufacturer that offers great specs, great build quality, it's all metal, feels nice in the hand, but as always, is it worth the price or not? Stay tuned to find out. As usual, let's start talking about the design and display and build quality. So this is another Xiaomi phone that is well built, it feels nice in the hand, it's made of metal, the buttons are nice and tactile, I have no complaints here, but the thing is that we've seen this design before. I mean, if you compare this phone side by side, for example, with the OnePlus 5 or even the iPhone 7, 7 Plus, you name it, I want to start seeing some new design language from those Chinese manufacturers, but I'm not gonna be repeating myself through the entire video. This is just the point that I wanted to make. As far as display goes, we have a classic 5.5-inch 1080p IPS LCD panel, which is great. It's sharp, it's vibrant, but the thing is that I found it to be quite reflective outdoors. Also, the Xiaomi, as usual, didn't specify if this phone has Gorilla Glass screen protection or not. So drop me a comment down below if you found any official confirmation about that. One of the key selling points of the Xiaomi Mi 5X is obviously the dual camera setup that consists of two 12-megapixel shooters. One shooter has f2.2 aperture lens and another has f2.6 aperture lens. That secondary camera sensor is used to take pictures with 2x optical zoom or pictures with that nice bokeh effect. As far as the selfie camera goes, we have a 5-megapixel shooter. It's pretty cool that we have some extra features like backlit capacitive buttons, the IR blaster that allows you to control devices like TVs, and finally we have the LED notification light. As usual to Xiaomi phones, the fingerprint scanner is just top notch. Seriously, it works like 10 out of 10 times. It can unlock the phone straight from the standby mode, no issues at all. As far as hardware goes, the phone ships with a Snapdragon 625 chip, which is not the most powerful out there, but I think it's the most power efficient there. You also get 64GB of expandable storage via the microSD card slot, and you also get 4GB of RAM. Even though that Snapdragon 625 chip is not the most powerful out there, I didn't have any issues once I wanted to play a few games like Asphalt 8, Nova 3, Mortal Kombat. Sure, you may see a few skipped frames, but no stutter, no lag, and I would say that the Xiaomi Mi 5X is a pretty good performer when it comes to gaming. As far as user interface goes, my Xiaomi Mi 5X shipped with a Chinese ROM, so I had to install the Google Play services, but it takes just 1 minute to do that. The phone runs on the MIUI 8.5, which is built on top of Android 7.1. As usual to Xiaomi phones, there are plenty of features, customization options, we can tweak a lot of settings, change themes, wallpapers, customize the buttons, the LED notification light, and so on and so forth. What is the most important thing to me on any phone is the speed and fluidity, and I would say that the Xiaomi Mi 5X is a pretty fast phone. I didn't have any hiccups or lag whatsoever. Even I installed a lot of apps, I used like 3 different Google accounts, some social media accounts, so I would say that the Xiaomi Mi 5X is a pretty fast phone. As far as the camera app goes, we have typical Xiaomi stuff. The phone can take pictures really fast and there are quite a few shooting modes to play with. For example, there is HDR, 2x optical zoom mode, also there is the manual mode if you wish to adjust quite a few image settings. There is also slow motion video mode, and the quality of footage is decent, but I would definitely love to see some more detail. As far as daylight image quality, you can definitely take some great looking pictures if there is plenty of light. However, I found the camera to be kind of inconsistent because some of the shots came out overexposed. I mean, quite a few shots were overexposed. Also, I got a few pictures where focus was kind of soft, and I think it has to do with software, and we may see some software updates that may improve the image quality. If you want to utilize that secondary camera sensor, you can do that by taking pictures with 2x optical zoom. The quality of those pictures is pretty good, but not the flagship grade quality. As far as image quality with that bokeh effect, I would say that this phone can take some really nice pictures, but It's not the flagship grade quality, but at the end of the day, this phone doesn't even cost 300 bucks. As far as night picture quality, it's the usual case like with most of the phones in this price range. Well, you can take some decent looking images, but obviously there will be less detail and quite a bit of noise in the images, so you can't expect that flagship grade quality either. This is another video test with the Xiaomi Mi 5X. Today is quite a cloudy day, yet the lighting conditions are pretty good, so... When it comes to the video, this phone can shoot either in 4K or 1080p. The 4K video quality is decent, but there are quite a few caveats. For example, the continuous autofocus feature works, but sometimes it's kind of slow. Also, I would love to see a little bit more detail and sharpness in the footage, and the 1080p footage looks kind of okay, and there is a decent amount of detail, but obviously the footage is not as detailed as the 4K video. As far as selfie image quality, it's pretty good. The pictures are sharp, detailed, and there should definitely be enough quality for social media needs. I'm recording a video with the Xiaomi Mi 5X. This is the latest budget phone made by Xiaomi, and this is handheld footage. Also, the 1080p selfie video looks pretty good too. Obviously, this is not the sharpest footage I've seen, but there should definitely be enough quality for social media needs. I just said the same sentence 2 times in a row. As far as audio recording quality goes, I would say it's kind of mediocre. When it comes to multimedia, you're all set in this department because the loudspeaker quality is really good, the sound is crispy, balanced, and it's one of the better speakers in this price range of phones. Also, the audio quality via the headset jack is pretty good too, thanks to that built-in audio amplifier and some other enhancements that are built into this phone. When it comes to connectivity, I have no issues at all. The call quality, signal reception, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, they all work fine and have no issues at all. However, you have to know that this phone doesn't have the LTE band 20, so if you live in Europe, you may not have the best 4G connectivity. The phone comes with a hybrid dual SIM card tray that can take either 2 SIMs or 1 SIM and a microSD card. Finally, this phone has a lot of sensors, including the gyroscope, so you're all set in this department. For example, if you want to use this phone with a VR headset and so on and so forth. The Xiaomi Mi 5X ships with a 3080 mAh battery, and the battery life is pretty good. I could get like 7 or even 8 hours of screen on time, and I think it's a great result considering the fact that I used the phone with 3 different Google accounts. I used it for social media, I took quite a few pictures, shot quite a few videos, I even played some 3D games, and I think it's a decent battery life phone. However, the phone does not ship with a fast charger, which is kind of annoying because in theory you could use that Qualcomm's Quick Charge 3.0 feature, but right now the phone ships with a regular charger and it takes about 2 hours to fully charge the device. So in conclusion, I wanted to talk about the pros and cons of the Xiaomi Mi 5X. So first of all, the design, display, the build quality are great. Also, you get some extra features like backlit capacitive keys, notification LED light, also you get the Air Blaster if you want to control devices like TVs. Also, the Snapdragon 625 chip may not be the most powerful out there, but there is plenty of power for me. You can even play some 3D games and the overall performance is great. The fingerprint scanner is just blazing fast like on most of the Xiaomi phones, the battery life is really good, and also the MIUI 8 has plenty of features and customization options, and the overall performance of the user interface is really good. Finally, the audio quality is very good from the loudspeaker and also from the headset jack. Alright, so let's talk about the shortcomings of the Xiaomi Mi 5X. So as I told you, the display is sharp, it's vibrant, but it's a little bit reflective outdoors. Also, Xiaomi didn't specify whether this phone uses Gorilla Glass screen protection or not. Another shortcoming of this phone is kind of inconsistent camera performance. Yes, you can definitely take some great looking pictures in good lighting conditions, but the camera is inconsistent, meaning that the dynamic range adjustment is not always accurate, the images may be a little bit overexposed, and hopefully we'll see a few software updates to improve that image quality. Another con is that the Xiaomi Mi 5X does not support the LTE band 20, so if you live in Europe, you may not get the best 4G LTE connectivity. One more kind of frustrating thing is that the phone does not ship with a fast charger. At the end of the day, I still believe that the Xiaomi Mi 5X is a solid phone for the price, but as always, make sure to consider all the pros and cons before making the purchase. What do you guys think about the Xiaomi Mi 5X? Would you buy it or not? Or would you choose a little bit cheaper Xiaomi Redmi Note 4X? Let me guys know in the comment section down below, and as always, if you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and finally, if you want to get all the latest updates, please follow TechLine HD on social media like on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. See you soon.